The scarcity principle. The human brain is inherently lazy and prioritizes survival through social belonging. Rejection triggers the same neural pathways as physical pain in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. This is an evolutionary alarm. It signals potential expulsion from the tribe. You exploit this biological vulnerability by embracing the exit. Most individuals beg. They negotiate. They provide the rejecter with a massive ego boost. This validates their decision to discard you. You do the opposite. You vanish instantly. No explanation. No visible emotion. This creates an immediate information vacuum. The brain hates gaps. The rejecter begins to question their own judgment. They expected resistance. Your silence signals that you have other options. It implies your value is higher than their assessment. You are the one walking away. Scarcity increases perceived value. This is a basic economic law applied to human interaction. When you accept rejection without protest, you transform yourself into a rare commodity. The rejecter's dopamine levels drop once the chase ends. By leaving immediately, you restart their internal search mechanism. They begin to analyze what they lost. They look for flaws in their own logic. This is the foundation of the phantom limb syndrome in social dynamics. You become a mystery. A mystery is more engaging than a known quantity. You use their rejection to delete your availability. Most humans are terrified of being alone. Your willingness to be alone proves your strength. It demonstrates a lack of dependency. Dependency is the ultimate repellent. Autonomy is the ultimate lure. You are the prize they discarded by mistake. Reactive devaluation. Rejection offers a unique window to reset a social hierarchy. The brain naturally devalues what it can easily obtain. This is reactive devaluation. If you are rejected, your previous status was likely perceived as inferior. You use this rejection to pivot. You detach completely from the outcome. This detachment is a high-level psychological weapon. It signals that the rejecter's opinion has zero impact on your internal state. Humans are hardwired to follow those who are unaffected by external pressure. Your lack of reaction creates a cognitive dissonance in the other person. They expected power over you. They find none. This makes them feel small. It makes them feel irrelevant. You turn their attempt at dominance into a demonstration of their own insignificance. You treat their rejection as a minor clerical error. Use the rejection to fuel a period of hyper-focused self-optimization. This is not about revenge. Revenge is a sign of attachment. This is about total reconstruction. You disappear and reappear as a superior version of yourself. This is the biological equivalent of a software update. When they see the new version, they experience immediate regret. Regret is the most potent form of emotional manipulation. It forces the brain to dwell on past decisions. It creates a feedback loop of recurring doubt. You have now successfully reversed the roles. They are now the ones seeking validation from you. You have weaponized their own dismissal against them. You are no longer the victim of their choice. You are the architect of their insecurity. The mind prefers a certain pain over an uncertain loss. Social proof via ostracism. Rejection can be manufactured into a tool for social signaling. In high-stakes social environments, being rejected by the wrong group can attract the right group. This is the paradox of exclusivity. You do not want everyone to like you. Total consensus signals a lack of character. It signals a desperate desire to please. Pleasing is a low-status behavior. You use rejection from low-value individuals to signal your distance from their tribe. This is a cold calculation. You identify the traits that the desired group dislikes. You exhibit those traits to the unwanted group. Their rejection of you becomes a badge of honor. It is a filter. It removes the noise. It ensures that only those with high-level goals see your value. You are curating your social environment. This strategy relies on the principle of polarized attention. A polarizing figure is always more influential than a neutral one. When you are rejected for being too different, you are branded as unique. The human brain is programmed to ignore the average. It fixates on the outlier. You use rejection to define your boundaries. Boundaries are attractive because they suggest something worth protecting. A person with no boundaries is a person with no value. By letting people walk away, you demonstrate that your world is not a desperate charity. It is a gated community. You control the entry requirements. Those who reject you have simply failed the test. They are not rejecting you. You are filtering them out. Rejection is the cost of entry for a higher level of existence. The Zeigarnik effect. The Zeigarnik effect states that the human mind remembers uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. A rejection is an uncompleted social loop. When someone rejects you, they believe they have closed the door. You keep it open by never providing closure. You do not ask why. You do not seek a final talk. You leave the interaction hanging in the air. This creates a mental itch that the rejecter cannot scratch. They will think about you more after the rejection than they did before. Their brain will keep returning to the scene. They search for the emotional reaction you never gave them. You have denied them the satisfaction of a clean break. You remain a persistent mental representation in their peripheral cognition. You are a puzzle they cannot solve. This psychological tension grows over time. The more they try to forget, the more they remember. You occupy their mental real estate for free. This is the ultimate form of dominance. You are controlling their thoughts without saying a single word. While they are obsessed with the missing piece of the narrative, you are moving forward. You are focused on tangible goals. This contrast is devastating to their ego. They see you thriving while they are stuck in a loop of confusion. They begin to wonder if they were the ones who were actually rejected. The roles blur. The line between the hunter and the hunted disappears. You have turned a negative social outcome into a permanent mental occupation. Rejection is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of their obsession. The pratfall effect. Perfect people are inherently untrustworthy. The human brain perceives perfection as a mask. It triggers suspicion and defensiveness. This is where you use rejection to humanize your high-status persona. If you are always winning, people will eventually want to see you fail. This is the dark side of human nature. They crave the fall. You give them a controlled fall. You allow yourself to be rejected in a minor, public way. This triggers the pratfall effect. It makes you more likable and relatable to those you actually want to influence. It lowers their guard. They stop seeing you as a threat and start seeing you as an ally. You are using the rejection to build a bridge. You are manipulating their biological need to feel superior to others. By showing that you can handle a loss with irony, you prove your inner strength. This is far more impressive than a constant string of easy victories. It shows resilience. Resilience is a high survival trait. People want to follow someone who can survive the desert, not just someone who lives in the oasis. You use the rejection as a test of character. It filters out the fair-weather friends. It identifies the loyalists. You turn a moment of weakness into a demonstration of ultimate power. You are in control of the narrative. You decided when to lose. You decided how to react. The rejecter is merely a tool in your larger social experiment. They think they have harmed you. In reality, they have helped you consolidate your influence. Humility is the camouflage for ambition. Psychological reactance. Humans have a biological drive for autonomy. When someone tells us no, our immediate instinct is to want it more. This is psychological reactance. You can trigger this by rejecting the person who just rejected you. This is the double rejection technique. When they push you away, you agree with them instantly. You tell them they are right. You say that you were thinking the same thing. This creates a massive internal conflict for them. They wanted to be the one in control of the exit. By agreeing, you take that control back. You have stolen their power. Now, they feel a loss of freedom. They feel like they were the ones who were dismissed. Their brain will fight to reclaim the lost territory. They will pursue you. This is a high-risk, high-reward strategy. It requires absolute emotional detachment. You cannot fake this. If there is a hint of bitterness in your voice, the illusion breaks. You must be clinically indifferent. Treat the rejection like a weather report. It is a fact, not a feeling. This indifference is terrifying to most people. It suggests that you are not bound by the same social rules as they are. You are an anomaly. People gravitate toward anomalies to resolve their own uncertainty. They want to understand what makes you tick. They want to see if they can break your composure. By the time they realize they are the ones being manipulated, it is too late. You have already shifted the focus. The hunter has become the trophy. The contrast principle. The human brain does not perceive absolute values. It perceives differences. This is the contrast principle. A rejection sets a baseline of low expectation. You use this to your advantage by delivering an unexpected surge of value later. You disappear after the rejection. You go dark. Then, you reappear in a context where your value is undeniable. The contrast between your previous rejected state and your new successful state is jarring. It creates a powerful psychological impact. The person who rejected you will see you through a new lens. They will compare the old you to the new you. The gap between the two is where the attraction lies. You have successfully reframed their memory. They no longer see the person they rejected. They see the mistake they made. This requires long-term planning and patience. Most people are too impulsive. They want immediate validation. They want to prove the rejecter wrong right now. This is a mistake. It looks desperate. True power comes from the ability to wait. You wait until the contrast is at its maximum. You wait until your victory is so large it cannot be ignored. When you finally cross their path again, you do not mention the past. You act as if it never happened. This is the ultimate insult. It shows that the rejection was so insignificant it didn't even register in your memory. You have erased their impact. You are living a life that they are no longer a part of. This creates a sense of loss. You are the success story. Costly signaling. In the animal kingdom, animals engage in costly signaling to prove their fitness. A peacock's tail is heavy, but it signals health. Rejection is a costly signal. It shows that you can afford to lose. Only someone with an abundance of resources can handle a rejection without flinching. When you are rejected and you simply smile and move on, you are signaling extreme social fitness. You are telling the world that this specific loss does not hurt your overall standing. This attracts higher quality partners and allies. They see your lack of reaction as a sign of high status. They want to be associated with that level of stability. You are using the rejection to advertise your internal wealth. You are turning a social deficit into a marketing campaign. This is the final stage of mastering rejection. You no longer see it as a negative event. You see it as a data point. It is a way to measure the environment. If someone rejects you, they have provided you with valuable information about their preferences and their limitations. You use this data to refine your approach. You do not take it personally because the person they rejected is just a social construct. The real you is untouched. The real you is the observer. By maintaining this clinical distance, you become invincible. No one can hurt you because no one can reach you. You are the operator of the machine. The world is just a series of inputs and outputs. Rejection is just one more input to be processed.